Hello and welcome. This video explores how the Stackable Surgical Guide mode works in ImplaStation. We'll examine a case requiring bone reduction and immediate loading. Before starting the design process, it is important to review the initial data. This includes a DICOM file aligned with an STL and a prepared STL model of the provisional construction. The project should have positioned implants and optionally fixation pins. Pins can be set up beforehand or added during the workflow. With these preparations completed, we can move directly to the design of the stackable guides. Select necessary STL surface from the list, navigate to the Surgical Guides section in the right part of the interface, and click Stackable Guides to open step-by-step wizard that guides through all creation stages. The first step. Define the base guide settings. Start by establishing the base contour boundaries. In the 3D visualization window, place markers using the left mouse button, outlining boundaries along the scanning surface. Draw the contour and complete the process with a double click. Edit the created contour by moving individual markers to the required position. Then, determine the guide path of insertion. Rotate the model to avoid undercuts. Move to Workflow panel on the right and set guide parameters. Offset from teeth or tissue. Base guide thickness. Fixing guide thickness. Side angle. Angle at which the vertical wall of the guide is cut. If necessary, check the Smooth Surface checkbox for guide surface smoothing. Click the Next button to proceed to the next stage. Step 2. Configure the guide shape and position of the reduction plane. First, choose the mode of bone reduction guide surface design, plane or curve. Then, use the guide height settings to define the height of the fixation base and the carrier guide height settings to define the height of the carrier guide. If necessary, you can always return to the default values by using the Reset to Default button. After that, configure the reduction plane. In the visualization windows, this plane is highlighted in purple. Proceed to the MPR windows and enable implant visibility. Set up the viewing axis and carefully adjust the plane height, checking its position relative to implants in different projections. You can also work through the 3D window. Adjust the transparency of the STL surface and the guide for better control. Position the plane precisely and use the available tools to rotate or tilt it as needed. For best results, combine the perspectives of the MPR and 3D windows. This provides more accurate control and ensures the correct positioning of the reduction plane. Configure carrier guide parameters by adjusting the blue parallel piped boundaries. The position of the carrier guide's posterior wall determines the entire guide configuration. Complete the setup by clicking Next. Use the Back button to return to the previous step when corrections are needed. Step 3. Osteotomy guide, carrier guide, and prosthetic configuration. The workflow is as follows. First, enable the bone reduction checkbox. Next, set the guide thickness and the offset from bone. Then choose the osteotomy guide type, either solid or bar supported. Below is the Add Prosthetic section, where you select the prosthetic type and the corresponding STL surface. You can also make adjustments to the bone reduction plane if needed. Once all settings are finalized, click the Next button to save your changes and proceed to the fourth step of the workflow. Osteotomy guide settings. In this step, configure the osteotomy guide. First, go to the Implant Parameters section. Use the sleeve support diameter to define the implant sleeve support. Use the handpiece contact area diameter to set the diameter of the contact area. use the sleeve safety zone height to define the safety zone height of the implant sleeve support. Finally, use offset from sleeve to set the distance between the sleeve and the inner surface of the implant sleeve support. Next, move to the pin section. Set the pin support parameters: sleeve support diameter, handpiece contact area diameter, sleeve safety zone height, and offset from sleeve. Proceed to pin placement. Click the Place Fixation Pin button to activate the mode. Access the library to select the required type. Once chosen, position it on the guide surface by clicking at the desired location. Refine the pin position by moving it to the optimal location and rotating it to achieve the correct angulation. Click the Place Locks button to activate the placement mode. In the library window, select the required lock. If the desired type is not available, click Load from Server to access the full list of lock options stored on the server. From the Lock Library menu, select the appropriate lock type for the project requirements. Position the cursor on the desired location and left-click to place an element. The system allows the use of different lock types within one project. After positioning the initial set, exit the placement mode and reactivate it to select and add another type. Work with the installed locks to optimize their placement. Hold the left mouse button on a lock and drag it along the guide surface to reposition it as needed. Use the mouse scroll wheel to rotate the lock horizontally within the plane of the surface, adjusting its orientation. If a lock needs to be removed, right-click on it and delete. After completing all placements and adjustments, click Next. Step 6. Temporary Cylinder Area Settings. Configure parameters for multi-unit abutment temporary cylinder holes around the abutment axis. And proceed to the next step. Since Based on Carrier Guide was selected in Step 3, Step 7 involves placing extrusions on the carrier guide surface. Move the cursor to the desired position and left-click to place a peg. Reposition any placed element by holding the left mouse button and dragging it along the surface. To remove, right-click on it. Configure the following parameters: height, diameter, and offset. Once all elements are positioned, click Proceed to finalize and lock the configuration. Click Clear to remove all placed elements. Step 8. Support bars, labels, and viewing windows. Add revision windows to the surgical stackable guide. Select Place Viewing Window from the menu. Choose the window shape, circular or rectangular. Set the diameter and move it to the desired position on the stackable guide surface. Click to set the window in place. To remove a window, right-click on it and select Delete. Add support bars to reinforce the stackable guide structure if additional stability is needed in specific areas. Place labels on the surgical stackable guide. Select Place Label from the menu and type the desired text into the field. Move the text to the desired position on the guide surface and click to set it. Click the Proceed button to confirm the applied changes and finalize this step. The 9th step provides a preview of all generated components before final commitment. Review the complete stackable guide system to verify all configurations meet the surgical planning requirements. If any adjustments are needed, click Back to return to the relevant configuration step. The wizard interface allows navigation to any previous step to modify parameters, reposition elements, or adjust dimensions. When satisfied with the preview results and all components meet the surgical planning specifications, click Move to Project to finalize the stackable guide design. Please be advised that your account will be charged the 3 export credits. Let's revisit Step 3, where the osteotomy guide type is selected. When choosing the bar-supported design instead of the solid option, a 5th configuration step becomes necessary: Osteotomy Guide Support Configuration. Set the bar diameter to establish the thickness of structural bars connecting the drilling sleeve supports. Create support bars by clicking on a sleeve support area. Moving the mouse away from this starting point displays a purple bar extending from the initial pink point to the cursor location. Click at the target surface position to establish the bar connection. Modify bar shape and diameter by dragging control points and using the mouse wheel, or delete it using the right mouse button. Build all required bars to connect drilling sleeve supports and link the osteotomy guide structure to the locks. After positioning all bars, click Proceed to finalize the configuration, or Clear to remove placed bars for adjustments. Following Next, continue through the remaining steps. Upon completion of the configuration process, the generated guide system is now transferred to the project. The complete set appears in the guides list, where you can rename them, modify their color, or remove if not required. When necessary, refine guide surface using the built-in editor tools. For example, use the Cut function to remove overhanging edges or protruding sections. As a result of this project, 2 complete guide sets were created, each representing a different type of osteotomy guide. Each set includes a base guide, a positioning guide, an osteotomy guide, a carrier guide, and a temporary construction. Drilling protocols are generated for the base and osteotomy guides. They can be accessed via the View Surgical Protocol button. The protocol provides all essential drilling information. You can also add patient details, notes, and a panoramic view. The document can be saved locally or printed for use during surgery.